All right, let's talk about Hollywood. Ever notice there's this secret obsession, this hidden thread that connects some of the absolute biggest movies ever made? Well, today we're going to pull back that curtain, and I promise, once you see it, you'll start seeing it everywhere.
So, let's play a little game. What in the world do Parasite, Gone with the Wind, and The Big Short all have in common? I mean, think about it. You've got this brilliant Korean thriller, a massive Civil War epic, and a super cynical movie about the financial crisis. What's the link? What could it possibly be? The answer? It's real estate. Yeah, I know, it sounds kind of boring, right? But it's true. They are all secretly about real estate. And I'm not talking about characters filling out mortgage paperwork. I'm talking about the homes we live in, the land we fight over. This stuff has been the secret engine of some of the best movies for almost 100 years. You see, filmmakers figured this out a long, long time ago. Property, it's not just a place to live. It's security, it's status, it's power, it's who you are. So today we're going to break down exactly how this obsession shows up. We'll look at it in 3 key ways you see it again and again in these incredible Oscar-winning films. Okay, first up, let's talk about the most obvious category. These are the movies where real estate isn't just in the story, it is the story. The whole plot, the entire engine is about buying, selling, or maybe even stealing a piece of property. It's not the setting, it's the whole point. And what that means is, if you take the real estate part out, the movie just crumbles. There's no story left. Every single thing the characters want, every fight they have, it all comes back to a specific house or a piece of land. And get this is not a new thing. Not at all. Look at this. We're talking way back in 1931 with Cimarron. The movie literally kicks off with this insane race for land. Fast forward to the 70s, you get Chinatown, where we learn that controlling land and water, well, that's the real power. And then bam, you've got The Big Short, where the entire American housing market becomes the bad guy. But it's not always about, huge landscapes or epic market crashes. Sometimes it's just one single room. Take Billy Wilder's incredible film, The Apartment. It's all about this one kind of sad little New York flat. The main character lets his bosses use it, and that one decision about that one space is what drives the entire story. The comedy, the heartbreak, everything. All right, let's shift gears. The next category is a little more subtle, but honestly, it might be even more powerful. This is when a house stops being just a backdrop and becomes, well, it becomes a character in its own right. It's got a personality, a past, and it messes with the people who live inside it. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? This is maybe the most iconic example ever. Scarlett O'Hara, clutching that dirt, her whole vow, I'll never be hungry again. It's not really about food. It's about the land. It's about Tara. That plantation isn't just a building. It's everything she is. It's her identity, her reason for being. The whole movie is just her desperate fight to hold on to it. And a house can play so many different roles. Think about it. In Hitchcock's Rebecca, the Manderley estate is basically the villain of the movie. It's this dark, looming presence that feels more dangerous than any person. But then you flip to a movie like Ordinary People, and that beautiful, perfect suburban home, it's a prison. It's cold and empty, and its perfect walls are just hiding this family that's completely fallen apart. In both cases, the house is the problem. And for the perfect fusion of a person and a place, you gotta look at Sunset Boulevard. Norma Desmond's mansion, it's not just her home. It literally is her. It's grand, it's crumbling, it's stuck in the past. It's a tomb she's built for herself. The minute you see that house, you understand exactly who she is and what's happened to her. Okay, so let's zoom out now. We've talked about property driving the plot and property as a character. But sometimes the house is used to say something much, much bigger. We're talking about society, class, race, the whole shebang. In these movies, where you live isn't just a fact, it's a political statement. And honestly, nobody does this better than Parasite. That movie is an absolute masterclass. The entire film's point about class is right there in the two houses. You've got the rich family's house, sleek, modern, full of sunlight, up on a hill. And then you have the Kim family's apartment, a dark, cramped, semi-basement that literally floods with sewage. The houses themselves tell the whole story. Gosford Park does something similar. It shows how the actual blueprint of a house can be a tool of social control. That whole upstairs/downstairs thing, it wasn't just a layout. The walls and staircases literally kept the class system in place. The architecture was the enforcement. And filmmakers have been calling this out for a long time. I mean, all the way back in 1947, a movie called Gentleman's Agreement was incredibly bold. It showed step by step how real estate was used as a weapon to enforce anti-Semitism and segregation. It exposed all these secret rules and handshake deals that decided who could and couldn't live in a neighborhood. Super powerful stuff. Okay, so property as the plot engine, property as a character, and property as social commentary. We've seen all three, but the big question is, why? Why do storytellers keep coming back to this? What is it about our homes and our land that's just so dramatic? Well, I think it boils down to three really simple, really powerful truths. Number one, property is power. Simple as that. If you own the land, you call the shots. Number two, property is identity. Where we live says so much about who we are or who we want to be. And number three, property is memory. Our homes are basically physical time capsules of our lives. All the good stuff, all the bad stuff, it all happens there. So you see, it's not a coincidence, it's not an accident. The greatest storytellers have always known this deep down, that the struggle for a place to call your own, whether it's a huge mansion or a tiny apartment, that's one of the most powerful, most relatable stories you can possibly tell. And that's really the big idea here. Property is never just property, it's everything. It's power, it's who you are, it's your memories, your dreams, your heartbreaks, all wrapped up in one. So the next time you're watching a great movie, look past the characters for a second and look at the house. Because, as we've seen today, that's often where the real story is.